Yes, the rumors are true. Native Instruments have announced a new version of their Komplete Kontrol S-Series keyboards, except now it's not called Komplete Kontrol, it's just Kontrol Mark III. And even though these keyboards haven't hit the market yet, I'm lucky to have one already. This here is the S61 Mark III. Huge thanks to Mick at Native Instruments for sending this one over. It's a beauty. And these keyboards are available for pre-order right now. You can check them out from the affiliate link down in the video description. They will ship sometime in October. And the message that I got from NI was that these keyboards are built on an entirely new technology compared to the previous generation. And this will enable the developers to add lots of cool new stuff to them in the near future that wasn't possible with the Mark II generation. Contact users will be especially delighted with this one, machine users maybe not so much. Oh, and in the end I want to address the people who maybe have the Mark II version of the Komplete Kontrol S-Series. Maybe you bought it on the recent sale, and now that you saw that this new generation was announced, you may be getting some FOMO. We'll talk about this in the end of the video. Oh, let's just get two things out of the way that people have been speculating about. No, it's not a standalone workstation, and two, the screen is not a touchscreen. But now let's check out the three coolest new features of the Kontrol Mark III. So the main thing here is the new big high-res glass screen and updated user interface for browsing and tweaking parameters. As some of you may know, the technology that allows the browsing and tweaking the parameters from the keyboard is called NKS, and it's now being updated to a new version that allows for more intuitive and immersive control. So let's see how this works on Yuhi's Diva synth, which already has the updated features for the new NKS protocol. So when we load Diva into Komplete Kontrol, we have these 2 pages of macros, which are great for quick tweaks. But if we hit the edit button, we can see different tabs with all the components of the synth. Oscillators, filters, envelopes, LFOs, so we can indeed program the synth much better than with the previous version of NKS, where the UI was not that easy to navigate and parameters weren't so neatly organized into tabs. Now I told you there was something really cool for contact users, and this is the second most important new feature in my opinion. And this is the fact that the Kontrol Mark III talks directly to Contact 7 now. You don't need to load Contact into the Komplete Kontrol plugin to browse and tweak parameters. As you can see, I've got Contact loaded without Komplete Kontrol, and I can browse through my contact library, load presets, just as if I was using the Komplete Kontrol application. And this is also part of the new NKS protocol, so unfortunately the Mark II keyboards won't be getting this feature, and you will need Contact 7 for this. And maybe the third most important feature is the fact that all the Komplete Kontrol S-Series keyboards now feature polyphonic aftertouch, meaning that you can apply aftertouch to only one note when you're playing polyphonically. But this probably doesn't make much sense if you don't already know what I'm talking about, so let me show you. This is regular aftertouch on the Komplete Kontrol Mark II. So aftertouch is an additional MIDI message that's sent when you press down harder on the keys. So it provides additional expressiveness by activating a modulation like for example, pitch or filter modulation, but bear in mind that it all depends on how it's programmed on the preset that you're playing. So on the Mark II, even if you press down harder on one key, all the notes that are being sent are getting this modulation. So I'm pressing harder on this F note here. But all notes are getting the modulation. They are not independent. While on the Kontrol Mark III, if I press harder on the same upper note, only that note is modulated and all the other notes remain unaffected, which enables more expressive control. Again, note that it needs to be programmed in the preset that you're using. In this case, I'm using one of Ableton Live's built-in presets. The Kontrol Mark III connects to your computer via USB-C, and it also has another USB-C port for adding an external power supply in case your USB port doesn't provide enough power, or if you want to use it with a hardware synth setup. It got the MIDI outs for that and also 4 pedal inputs. Otherwise, it does DAW control similar to the previous version. You can record, play, stop, quantize, control your DAW's mixer in addition to the NKS compatible plugins, so it makes for a really nice workflow. And it also does the play assist like the previous version, where it can help you play in key with scales, chord sets, and an arpeggiator. If you are a Maschine user, these features work exactly the same in the Maschine software, so you may be familiar with this already. Now, speaking of Maschine, there's one thing that Maschine users may not like, and this is the fact that unlike the previous generation, the Kontrol Mark III doesn't have the Maschine integration. And as you can see here, all the buttons that made it possible to use it to control Maschine have been removed, and currently it only works like a regular keyboard for playing MIDI, or if you already have a NKS compatible instrument loaded in Maschine, you can control that and switch presets and browse and so on, but you don't get the detailed control over the Maschine user interface like you did on the previous version, the Mark II. By the way, the lack of Maschine integration doesn't mean at all that Maschine is abandoned or they don't care about it. I believe the reason for this is purely technical, and right now we're just getting these keyboards and their focus is control over virtual instruments and DAW integration. Otherwise, like the previous versions, these keyboards come in 49, 61 and 88 key sizes, with the first two being semi-weighted while the 88 is fully weighted hammer action keys. And the updated design and build are absolutely amazing. Metal knobs, wheels and 4-directional encoder. The touch strip was moved above the wheels, which is great because I kept accidentally touching it and I was messing with the volume of some of the non-NKS compatible plugins. So overall, a solid update to an already great product. So in the coming weeks, we can expect many companies, for example, developers like Arturia, to put out NKS2 compatible versions of their plugins, so that they will have this new updated functionality with the Kontrol Mark III keyboards. And the new technology of the Mark III keyboards will allow for massive improvements on the play assist feature. This will be coming as a firmware update in the near future. But another potentially very exciting development, and this is just a possibility now, it's technically possible, but we don't have any plugins that work like that. What I'm talking about is we may see some companies enabling the Kontrol Mark III to talk to their plugins directly without the Komplete Kontrol plugin, much like Contact 7. This obviously depends on these companies' willingness to do that, but I, for one, am looking forward to skipping Komplete Kontrol altogether. Alright, so I get it, you bought the Komplete Kontrol S-Series Mark II in the recent sales, and now that you saw this new announcement, you're feeling the FOMO. Well, first of all, Native Instruments have promised that the previous generation, the Mark II of the S-Series, the A-Series keyboards and the M32 will be supported for a long time. They won't get the new features, but they're still great controllers, and if you got an S-Series Mark II on the recent sale, you got an amazing deal, especially considering that this new generation, especially at launch, will be significantly more expensive than the sale price of the Mark II generation. So if your Mark II is relatively new and it's working great, and unless you really need some of the new features, I would advise you to hold off on upgrading from the Mark II to the Mark III. But obviously the Mark III is amazing and it's built on an entirely new technology that will enable some great updates in the near future. So keep an eye on those updates and maybe upgrade later down the road. So let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Catch you later.